Well, in 1951, Kenneth got a job, a 5-year job in Forks, and with this man that was coming up here, and they brought all their logging equipment up, and then they came back and we packed up what we had. Kenneth bought an old truck. We loaded everything we had on a truck, and he and Burl left in the evening about 10 o'clock, and I and the 4 kids at that time started out the next morning. And as we were coming up the hill to Alma, we come up behind this truck with sheets flapping, and it looked like a bunch of rag pickers outfit. And I said to the kids, boy, I sure hope our stuff doesn't look like that. We got up even with the truck, and it was Kenneth and Burl. The sheets that he'd packed around stuff had all come loose, and they were flying in the wind. And we got up here and unloaded the truck and sold it. Sold it for what he paid for it. And we had come up a week or 2 before we moved up to look for a place to live. And there was absolutely nothing to rent in Forks. There was no houses to rent at all. And we finally found the administration building, of what they called the Circle Project, which was, there was 3 projects. There was the Circle Project and the wood and the electric project and the wood project. The wood project just had wood heat and wood stoves. The electric had electric stoves. The Circle Project was a little nicer, but the administration building was the only thing that was to rent, and it wasn't built to live in. It was to build a place for people to gather, and it did have a kitchen and a bathroom, and so they let us rent it. We had to come to Port Angeles to find the man that was in charge, and he didn't want to rent it to us, but we just told him, you know, we just can't find any place else to live, and I've got 5 children, and we need a place desperately. Well, you can't do anything to it. You can't put any walls or anything in it. So we moved into it and lived in it. We were there 10 days, and we had to move out because of the fire. And we went out. My husband didn't know where to take us because we didn't know anybody. And so this man he worked with said, well, take him out to my wife, she'll take care of him. And they took us out on the upper Hoe, right in the middle of the forest. And needless to say, I had never seen this woman before in my life, and landed on her with 5 kids. And she took us in. She had nothing but wood and wet wood to cook with, and of course it was in September, the 20th of September, so we didn't need heat. But she took care of us, and we've been friends ever since. But there was a Assembly of God church that had a big sign up above it that said Jesus Saves. And the fire turned there and burnt all the houses on the north side of the street and didn't burn anything on the side of the street where the church was. And that was in the Seattle paper. Jesus Saves.